we go! Go the Cowboys!
Hey guys, Sean Media just want to do a big shout out to Rugby League, Coffee Lounge. All the best this year, 2020.
Alright, oh yeah! Fuck!
Oh, Samoa. Oh, you poor bastards. Oh, that was painful. That was an extremely painful game to get through, man. I won't lie. Well done to New Zealand, by the way. Fantastic performance. Just proving the class. They are a class above, man. Oh, my God. Samoa, they got absolutely bashed to death. It was brutal. It was a tough watch, but we're here to review the game, if you can even call it a review. I don't think we'll be on here for long here this afternoon, but ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Nick from Australia, and welcome back to the Nick from Australia YouTube channel. If you're new around here, don't forget to like the stream and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate that. And if you are a regular viewer of the channel, then thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate your support, and it means a lot. And thank you very much as well to anyone that's watching this right now. I appreciate it. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day or night to tune in to my live stream. So thank you very much. Yeah, 50-0 New Zealand, not what I would have liked to have seen. I did predict New Zealand to win by around 30 to 34 points, but I didn't see 50 coming. I didn't think Samoa would be left scoreless. That was pretty poor. Hello to the live chat. Hello to everyone that's tuning in. Hello to William Pearson. Hello to CJ Moxley. Hello to Jason Reeder. Hello to DJ. Hello to Daniel Bate. Hello to everyone in the UK that's watching the channel. I believe it's like 8:13 in the morning in the UK. Let me have a look here. Yeah, London, 8:13 a.m. And shout out to the UK. I hope everyone over there is doing good. Thank you for tuning in once again. Yeah, this wasn't a great game to watch. New Zealand 50-0. I spoke about it last week in the review between Papua New Guinea and Cook Islands. If we're having these lower tier nations putting on big scores against these other lower tier nations, then international footy is going to be in trouble, because it seems like at the moment you got Australia and New Zealand that are up the top. Then you've got England, who are a level above. Then you got Samoa, Tonga. Then you got the Fijis and the Papua New Guineas. Last year was obviously good because we had the World Cup and we had Samoa knock off England, which was surprising. Tonga went out in the quarterfinals, which was surprising. So, a year later, it's just extremely one-sided. Now, I know Samoa got no Jerome Luai. I understand that, but I don't think Jerome Luai would have stopped New Zealand today. New Zealand's forward pack just went bang, straight through the middle, causing havoc. They were outstanding, New Zealand. Absolutely outstanding. All right, let's get into the review. I don't think we'll be on here for too long. There's not really much to say. New Zealand started very well. Samoa did take some risk early on, but they weren't able to score points, which was a bit of an issue. As for New Zealand, they had points everywhere. You had Jermaine Asako score first on that wing, and Jerome Hughes in support, scoring another try. Asako getting a double. Now, I'll tell you what. You guys might have a different opinion on this, but at halftime, New Zealand led 18-0. The amount of possession that New Zealand had, as dominant as the Kiwis were, I thought 18-0 absolutely flattered Samoa. I thought, geez, 18-0. If you're Samoa, you're kind of going in there at halftime going, you know what, guys, we've been hammered. They've had all the ball in New Zealand. It's only 18-0. But I think, with it being 18-0, you got to be realistic. The damage may have already been done. And, if I was Samoa, I would have went in that second half with a different mentality. 18-0 isn't that bad, considering how much ball New Zealand had. So, yeah, 18-0 wasn't. I don't think it's as bad as what it could have been. I mean, it could have easily been 30-0 at halftime. It could have been 28-0 at halftime, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. Second half begins and New Zealand just go berserk. Nelson scores early because Samoa knocked the ball on. Then Isaiah Papali'i goes over off a nice little grubber kick, and then Ronaldo going over for his first try of the game. Good to see Ronaldo scoring tries. And then for my same game multi, Nick from Australia getting a nice little win on the punt. I needed Britton Nakora to score. Nakora did score, so that was fantastic. Although, if you go back and look at the Britton Nakora try, I don't even know if he got the ball on the ground. It looked like he was held up. So the Nakora try may have been overturned or reviewed if it were a more important game or if the game was in the balance. So Nakora gets that try. What are we now? 38-0, I think it was. And then Ronaldo went over for his double, and then Fisher Harris scored pretty much with about 3 minutes to go, and the Kiwis get to 50-0. I did obviously in the preview the other day where I previewed both games. I said New Zealand would win. I think I said 36-4 or 34-4, something like that. I didn't think it'd be 50-0. So that was disappointing. So, I was expecting a one-sided game, but I didn't think it'd be like this. This was pretty hard to watch. Now, Samoa, they got issues, man. And look, I'm not blaming Stephen Crichton. He's only played 2 games at 5'8", but my God, Stephen Crichton cannot play 5'8". He cannot play there. He needs to be removed from that 5'8" position as soon as possible. I said it last week after that game against Australia. He needs to go back to the centers, or you're going to move him to fullback. He's the best center in the NRL. He's won 3 grand finals in a row, 2 at center, 1 on the wing. There's talk of him playing fullback at the Bulldogs next year. Get him to fullback or 5'8". I'll get him to fullback or center now, man. Dejan Assi as well. He's really struggling for confidence for Samoa. Yeah, what a mess. Ronald Volkman should have played in the halves, to be honest, but they left him on the bench. He only played, I think he only played about half an hour or so. But look, the game was over. I mean, 22-0. Like, the game's over. Samoa's not going to come back and score 4 tries and win 24-22. We all knew, even at 18-0, it felt like it was over, but there was still hope. But once Nelson scored that first run in the second half, and then Papali'i went over, that pretty much iced the game there and there. There are a couple of players for Samoa that I actually do want to give a rap to that I thought actually had a crack. I thought Murray Talangi had a crack. I thought Falongo had a fair income go today. I thought, where is he? Thought Helam Lukey tried really hard for Samoa. I thought Greg Marzu had a very strong game. I know he got caught out. I know Marzu and Talangi were the wingers for Samoa, and they both conceded 2 tries against the opposition wingers in Asako and Ronaldo Mulatalo, but I thought they both tried really hard for Samoa this afternoon. Spencer Linu, very quiet. He started the game at lock forward. That just didn't work out for whatever reason. Junior Paulo, he was destroyed by New Zealand. Everyone was. Stephen Crichton had no involvement in the game. Everyone else just couldn't really get into it. New Zealand were clinical, though. Like, you have a look at their players. Like, Charles Nickel-Klukstad was outstanding. Ronaldo and Asako were just brilliant. Tomoko had a good game. Manu was just all over the place. Brown's running game dangerous. Jerome Hughes was absolutely outstanding. And for me, Jerome Hughes is probably very close to my player of the game. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. I thought James Fisher-Harris had a great game. Famunu Brown come off the bench, played a bit of dummy half. He looked all right. Leota was pretty good. Papali'i had a good game in the back row. Nakora was solid. Tarpanay was a little bit quiet, but he didn't have to do much because of the impact of Fisher-Harris and Leota. Foran played hooker for a lot of the game and did a job. Nelson was off the bench, was just dynamic. Can't be stopped there with that impact. Leo Thompson, very good. Griffin Neame, very good. New Zealand, just very, very good. Player of the game is hard to pick for me because there were so many. Like, you had Fisher-Harris, who was outstanding. You had Jerome Hughes, he had 1 try, 2 or 3 try assists. Asako, Manu, Ronaldo, Chance were fantastic. I don't think the back row could get. I don't think any of the back row could get player of the game. There are a lot of big contenders out there, but my player of the game, like, I'm going to give it to Jerome Hughes. I thought he was very good. Jerome Hughes, his kicking game was a little bit slow to begin with. I thought the first 20 minutes, Jerome Hughes' kicking game wasn't at its best. First 15, 20, but once he just got going, his running game took over. He's setting up tries, scoring a try. His kicking game got better as the game went on. So I'm going to give Jerome Hughes my player of the game. Fisher-Harris, probably the second best player on the ground. And, there's so many you could go with. I mean, Chance had a great game. You can't fault anyone for New Zealand. The back line was very good. Everyone played their role for New Zealand. Now, next week, New Zealand take on Australia, which is going to be fantastic. But from what I understand, they will play each other back-to-back weeks. New Zealand play Australia next week in Melbourne, and then they'll play each other again the week after in the World Cup, in the Pacific Championship final. So next week's game doesn't really mean much at all, considering that they're going to play each other again in 2 weeks' time in the final. So, take it as you want, but New Zealand Australia next week will be absolutely huge, nonetheless. So, Jerome Hughes is my player of the game, and not much to say about Samoa. They were poor. Now, do Samoa play next week? Let me look at the schedule here. No, they do not. We get Australia versus New Zealand next week, which will be huge. And then Sunday, we get Papua New Guinea and Fiji. Oh, that'd be a good game. See, Papua New Guinea versus Fiji looks like a game that I can see it being like a 24-22. Really good game of footy. Same with Australia and New Zealand. That'd be fantastic as well. So, all right, guys. That might wrap up the review. Thank you all for tuning in to the New Zealand Samoa review. The Kiwis put 50 on Samoa. I'm sure the Samoa supporters won't be happy about that. They'll be disappointed. Hopefully they can improve. Hopefully they can improve going into the future. So anyway, guys, that wraps up the review. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening. And we will see you guys tomorrow for the what do we got? Fiji versus Cook Islands review. So I'll see you guys then. Till next time, have a good night, everyone.